Okay, so probably a little late to this exact game, but I decided to start to read Mr. Tony Hughes' book about SARMs, which is the wait for it SARMs Matrix book, because I know what the SARMs Matrix is. I've spoke with Tony many times. Honestly, he's legit. He's the real thing. He's a cool guy, and he's always been 100% with me. So anyway, I just thought I would read his book, and I thought for some reason that you might want me to read it to you, so you don't have to read it because I can't find an audio of it any freaking where. So I just figured we go through the damn thing. So you got table contents. I ain't gonna read that crap to you because honestly, then you would just skip to the parts of this video that you wanted to hear and not have to endure the rest of it with me. I'm just kidding, Tony. Shut up. So, meet the king of SARMs, Dr. Tony Hughes. Yeah, kind of babble, but yeah, pretty much. Nah, he probably, yeah, definitely. As I write this, I'm using a combination of. Did you know that he told me that he watched one of my videos that inspired him to start this whole thing, and then he beat me at my own game. Pretty good. Of course, you still buy from new SARMs because we're in the United States. We get your stuff to you faster, and well, you got my phone number, and we have the highest quality. But nonetheless, the man is good at what he does. When it comes to information, Tony Hughes is freaking boss. So anyway, as I write this, I'm using a combination of SARMs and steroids to maintain a supernatural amount of muscle on my body. I'm 37 years old. You're 39 now. I built an impressive physique. I know this because he's like a month older than me. Imagine that. I built an impressive physique from age 12 to 21 to the point where everyone thought I was on steroids. I had that problem too. Even steroid users would ask me what was my stack, and would not believe me when I told them that I was natural. But I made very little progress from the age 21 to 30. Ego was blocking me from progressing. Ego about being natural. Now I realize how ignorant and closed-minded I was back then. Yeah, weren't we all? Dude, if you can't look back 5 years and be at least a little embarrassed about who you were, you have not grown enough. Straight up. And another reason you want me to read this is for my commentary. Alright, so age 30, I had a 17 years of biochemistry. At age 30, I had 17 years of biochemistry, diet, supplementation, and training research under my belt. But my ego prevented me from connecting all the dots. I already had 17 years of academic research and could name all the amino acids, recite the history of supplemental glutamine, and tell you the androgenic to anabolic ratio of every steroid. Yeah, you were itching for it, buddy. I could even explain a steroid cycle layouts better than any steroid user I know today. Yet, I had never used steroids. However, my knowledge, you were freaking ready. My knowledge lacked the depth and wisdom that only comes from personal experimentation. Many of my friends had been using steroids since they were 18, so I was around it. You know, I did that too, but I saw it as a crutch that I didn't need because I could outwork, outdiet, and outsupplement any of them. There is something unnatural about having an unnatural amount of muscle on you. Like, you don't do it naturally, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then came my awakening. One of my friends that did his first cycle and lost about 30 pounds of fat while gaining a a supra psychological amounts of muscle. In 60 days, he went from chubby dad bod to super shredded with muscles popping everywhere. He did this with the goal to compete in his first bodybuilding physique competition. I didn't realize the body could change so fast, and for the first time, I felt beat. That was the first. Should have took martial arts. I didn't even compete at the show. I was just spectating and supporting him, but as proud of him as I was, I had to admit defeat, as he had transformed his body to a greater extreme in a shorter period of time than I ever had. True. You can do that. Well, he'll get into this later. At this time, I was 30 and owned my own law firm. What the? Congrats, but damn, son. Called Hughes Financial Law, about 15 employees. It was the fastest growing financial law firm in Northern California. The stress of running such a large firm was ruining my health. I knew that the stress and lack of sleep would accelerate my need to begin testosterone replacement therapy, and I actually planned to begin other steroids at the same time I began testosterone. I had chosen age of 35 to begin steroids, mainly for health and longevity purposes, but when I saw my friend's transformation, I decided to move that date forward to age 30. At the time, I had spent about 5 years researching SARMs and had intended to experiment with them and see if my theories that SARMs could be a healthier alternative to steroids were true. Although I had many friends that were using steroids for 10 years with minimal apparent effects, I was concerned about the 20, 30, and 40-year side effects. I figured that once I started using steroids at the age of 30, I would be using them the rest of my life. I did my first cycle at age 30 to prepare for competition. My other friends and I did it together with the same diet, training, and steroid protocol. Our diet, training were flawless. So our results were not typical of most steroid users. I ended up around 5'10", 180 pounds at an estimated 5% body fat. I was so shredded there wasn't any fat on my body. Well, you just said you're 5%. Okay. I used to work 14-hour days at my law office. I know how that is. I did that at the business. And study biochemistry everywhere in between, so I had to trim down to about 9 work hours a day, 6 days a week, to accommodate 3 hours of training per day and all the other things to go into competition prep. Yeah. I knew I could not maintain my conditioning naturally. I knew this because from age 12 to 30, I'd experimented with every training protocol, every diet, and every over-the-counter supplement. I spent around $200 to $800 per month on supplements during my adult life. I've been obsessed with supplements since around age 13. I bought one of the first bottles of creatine that hit the shelf. My allowance at age 13 from my parents was $300 per month, and I would spend all of it on supplements each month. Awesome. You were like a nutrition store's dream. Since I knew that the physique I wanted was not maintainable naturally, I knew that I had to start using chemistry. With SARMs and steroids, I am able to maintain an amazing physique, even if my diet and training aren't perfect. This is true, but you can get and maintain an amazing physique without steroids. If you want an unnatural physique, you need steroids. Like, no shit.